Here's a tough question. Have you ever felt like you're carrying the entire world on your shoulders alone? Maybe the people around you say you're strong, you're gonna figure it out. But you're thinking, I am strong, but I am sick and tired of figuring it out all by myself. If that's you, listen up, because today we're gonna call out a truth that doesn't get enough airtime. The right partner can be the ultimate game changer. So stay locked in, because if you've ever wondered why some people seem to soar when they're in a loving relationship and others are held back, we are about to break it down with zero sugarcoating. Hey everyone, welcome back to Relate Right. We're Ellen Fab, and we're here to help you navigate modern dating, practical tips, and a sprinkle of tough love.
Imagine just a few days before rent is due, all of a sudden your car breaks down or a big bill land in your email. When you see it, your heart drops into your stomach and you are worried about how this will impact the next few months. Society will say, work harder or cut back on your daily coffee, but that doesn't really help when you are facing real life money issue right now.
That's what society says. But imagine if your partner says that. Imagine if your partner says, stop drinking coffee, work harder, and it's your problem. You gotta face it by yourself.
And they don't work at the same time. They don't bring any money.
Well, yeah, actually that did happen to me one time.
Okay.
So I was in a relationship where the person was making significantly more money than me. And at that time I was kind of broke, and I was like stressed as it was because we were living way beyond our means in the first place because we were young and, you know, showing off and stuff. And he lost his job. Like, boom, no job. I had to cover all the expenses. And it was kind of crazy because I was with someone, granted, they were young at the time, but I was with someone who wasn't even appreciative of the work I was doing. And that was really hard because I got comments like, I didn't ask you to pay, or I got comments like, your job is shitty, you need a better job. So whilst I was like in this phase of life, really young, wanting to party, but then I felt really stuck in this like financial burden.
Yeah, because now you have to carry the whole relationship.
Right. And I just feel like if there was some sort of appreciation or like a thank you or like a more eager approach to find a job, any job for a period of time, like if that was the case, that would have made it a lot easier.
Of course. I mean, even if you know, we know how hard it is sometimes to find a job, even if you don't find it, or even if you don't find what you like,
yeah,
the only fact that you show your partner that you will do anything that you can.
Yeah, exactly, to make it easier for them.
Exactly.
And for the relationship.
And for the relationship. That shows loyalty first.
Yeah.
That shows respect.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. And I think that shows respect. And it also kind of sets the tone for the rest of the relationship, and not even just in a financial situation. When you think about all the situations, the bad situations that you can get into in a relationship, if your partner shows up in a way where they're not supportive, even if you don't see it the first 1, 2, 3, 4 times, after the 10th time, you're going to be like feeling very lonely, feeling very sad, and probably feeling more alone than if you were actually alone.
Exactly. But when you talk about stress, financial stress, you know how hard it can be mentally, physically, because when you don't have money or when you have to work for the money that you're not even gonna enjoy.
Exactly.
Because you have things to pay.
Right.
You know? That's a circle that you don't want to get in.
No, absolutely not. No, financial stress is one of the biggest stresses, and it actually is one of the biggest causes of divorce. So people think it's infidelity, but it's financial stress. Yes. So it is essential for you to have a supportive partner.
Now, picture a partner who doesn't make you feel bad or blame you for not seeing this coming. Instead, they sit down with you, help you figure it out, a plan, chip in where they can, and most importantly, remind you you're not a failure for being in this situation. They help you fix the current issue as well as help you ensure you don't get into the same situation again in the future. Having a partner who actively stepped in when you are under financial pressure is a complete game changer. Instead of facing the unexpected alone, you have someone saying, I see what you are going through, let's fix it together.
Now imagine, one morning you wake up and your body just isn't the same. Maybe you got hurt, maybe you're sick, or maybe maybe you just don't look like you once did. And in a culture that keeps saying, be perfect, work harder, never slow down, you can feel like you failed at life the moment you can't keep up. When you have the wrong partner, they're gonna leave you the moment things get a little hard for a little longer than expected, because you're no longer convenient or fun. But a real partner, the kind that nobody ever talks about in the IG reels, they stand with you through the ugly, exhausting, and unpredictable parts of life. They don't just say I love you no matter what. They show it by helping you through your worst days and reminding you that you're still you, even though you can't do everything that you used to do. So this isn't just about warm and fuzzy feelings of love. It's about having the kind of support that will actually speed up your recovery and keep you sane when the world is telling you that you're less valuable now. In a culture that's obsessed with flawless looks and the nonstop hustle, finding someone who sticks around when you're vulnerable changes the entire path of your life. Imagine you're with somebody who decides, well, you put on some weight, I don't like you anymore. Or you got a scar on your face now, that's not what I signed up for. You know what I mean? And they leave. Or they stay with you and they make you feel bad every single day by making little comments or by changing how they speak about you to people. Cycle, exactly. So just imagine sticking around with somebody like that and how that can change the trajectory of your life. So the kind of loyalty that we're talking about, mainstream dating advice never really digs into. And this is exactly what makes or breaks your future.
Now picture a small day-to-day annoyance that can push you right to the edge. The passive-aggressive email from your boss, the friends who suddenly stop replying when you need them the most, the endless traffic that keeps you stuck and fuming. Each little stress may not seem like a big deal on its own, but add them up and they can drain the life out of you. Just an example, and I'm gonna give you my example for this one, because I remember like years before when I was trying to make business, I always wanted to be an entrepreneur, you know, and it's day-to-day annoyance as well, because when you want to be an entrepreneur, you have idea all the time, every day, and you try to make them, you know, and when you start, you know, you think that you're gonna invent something. So all the time I was trying different business and I could see them fail one after another, you know, and that was so annoying, but I didn't talk about them and I was already with you, you know. And the problem is, like, on the other hand, I was helping some friend of mine and their business was starting to grow, you know, while mine was always failing. And it's not about jealousy or nothing, but it was like those type of day-to-day annoyance as well in my head, because I couldn't figure it out how to reach my goals, you know. And just like I said before, when the stress added up, I just exploded, you know. And I don't know if you remember that, I even cry. I remember cry because it was too much. I explode, you know. And let me tell you something, this is the difference between a partner who cares about your feeling and someone who doesn't, or who simply are not emotionally available or aware. This is the difference. Elma just changed the whole situation by saying those words. You achieved a lot, but you just don't see it. And she started to list all the things that are already achieved in the whole process of trying to have a successful business. And when she said that, it just light up the things in my head, you know. I was like, damn, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see all the things that I already done. And that's why, like, when she give me the other perspective, that changed everything. It's a small example that you can take just to show you that your partner can change the perspective for the better. Because sometimes when you are on your own, try to figure it out, certain problem or day-to-day annoyance, you can't see the other perspective, and it's just a toxic cycle, and you just go into the hole by yourself. Your partner bring you out of the hole. That's what she did to me. Thank you, boo.
Anytime.
So basically what I'm trying to say is, when you have a partner who truly get it, they don't brush you off with a forced, cheered up or half-assed response. They actually care about the tension building in your chest, the frustration you feel at being overlooked, and the fear that you are getting lost in the daily grind. Their presence doesn't erase every problem, but it keeps you from drowning in them alone. The comfort they provide seeps into your mood, your health, your sense of self. It is the difference between feeling trapped in your own head and remembering that no matter how chaotic the world is, you've got someone who is in your corner for the long run. Speaking of true love, if you're still wondering whether you're truly prepared to bring this kind of relationship into your life, or if you're still working through all relationship baggage, we have our relationship quiz. Take it and figure it out if you are really ready to open up to this level of connection. Because nothing is worse than finding that perfect partner and realizing you are not in a place to let them in.
Once you complete the quiz, you will gain access to specialized tools and resources tailored to your specific result. Check out the link below. Now we're gonna shine a light on something that people usually gloss over or dress up with cute baby photos: postpartum recovery. If you're even thinking about having kids, or maybe if you already have them, you need to know it is one of the toughest transitions you're ever gonna face in life. As a woman, your body changes in ways that you never even saw coming. Your hormones go on a roller coaster ride. You don't even know what you're feeling or what you're gonna feel at any given moment. And you're running on fumes from lack of sleep. Some days you can look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. And that can feel super scary in a culture that loves to pretend that new parenthood is all sunshine and cuddles. But when you have a truly supportive partner, you don't go through that storm alone. Sure, they're gonna help with diapers, but it goes way deeper than that. They're gonna notice how tired your eyes are. They sense when your mind is at breaking point, and they step in, sometimes before you even realize you need the help. That kind of genuine care can protect you from slipping into postpartum depression, because you're not left thinking, am I losing myself all by yourself? They stand with you when you're feeling lost. They keep an eye out on your mental health and remind you that it's all a part of the journey. I remember when I gave birth to our first daughter, Sanai, and I just didn't expect that many changes to happen. I didn't expect to gain that much weight. I didn't expect to not be able to lose it straight away. I didn't expect that the lack of sleep was gonna have me moodier than usual.
I remember that all those changes at once.
Yeah.
How it was on me.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how it was on you, the one who have all this physical and hormonal and mental changes as well.
Well, it was extremely difficult, but I will say that if I didn't have you, if I didn't have your support, if I didn't have the moments where you let me sleep for 3-4 hours and you forced me to sleep, and the moments where you told me that I was beautiful, and the moments where you told me that this is just right now and not forever.
It is a part of the process. It's not the end.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's hard to realize. The same way you helped me just before in the point before.
Yeah.
It's the same way I help you in this one to see the other view, the other perspective.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard. You're like, is that me now? Is that gonna be me for the rest of my life?
Right. Yeah. Especially when you're a person who's not used to that. You know, this is something new. So
it was very fit and
yeah. No, but no, someone who, you know, could stop eating for a week or eating sweets for a week and lose 3 kilos. That wasn't what was happening, you know? So it was very difficult. But and I feel like if I had a partner who made me feel bad about it, or was like, oh, I told you should have worked out, or you know.
and that's crazy because now we are talking about that. Yeah, you have an example of Helma who had me and I was supportive. So imagine now all the women who have not, you know, you don't especially have to be mean. You can just have someone who's dismissive, or someone who don't,
like someone who's not considerate, like someone who is not able to put themselves in your shoes.
Exactly. Just that, without being mean, will be the same result of someone who's mean.
Oh, 1,000%. If not worse.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that sometimes saying nothing versus saying something is all the difference. Both of them can result in someone feeling alone, even though they have a partner. And so, luckily, I think if I didn't have that sort of support, if I wasn't forced in some moments to do the things I didn't want to do, it would have taken me longer to recover, and it wouldn't have been as easy. And, you know, I read this study recently that said that not having a supportive husband can actually trigger your postpartum.
I will say will.
Right. Yeah.
I won't say can. I would say will.
So in a nutshell, if you actually think about it, in those first fragile months after having a baby, a partner's actions will either bring you closer together or drive a massive wedge so deep that it's hard to fix. So having someone who recognizes your struggles and steps up is not just a nice bonus. It makes or breaks your family's future. So if you are considering kids, ask yourself if you could handle that season of your life with someone who only half shows up or avoids pulling their weight. I don't think so. This is why it's so important to check in on where you're at emotionally and mentally before taking that leap. A partner who supports you in this way isn't just helping out, they are shaping the health and happiness of your entire household for years to come.
Alright, let's bring it home with some things I personally love. Motivation and growth. Let's talk about real motivation, the kind that wakes you up in the morning because you know there is more out there than just the same old routine and going to bed exhausted. Have you ever felt like you needed to do some things different or try out a new idea? Those type of ideas were in your mind since a while and you never did nothing about them. And I will give you an example because I was there. I was this guy before our relationship.
Okay.
I was partying. Yes, I was with friends. But even if I was doing all this nightlife and thing, I had this in my mind that I knew that I was going to not especially be someone, but accomplish things,
Okay.
Big things greater than me.
Yeah.
And this thing was in my head, but I couldn't figure it out how to start.
Yeah.
Where to start.
Yeah.
Why to start even. I was the young lion, Yeah.
Okay.
And finally we meet. I meet you,
yeah,
I met you. And you changed the whole perspective again in my life. Because you know what? When you find someone and you start to build a family, you start to build this amazing relationship, then you start to have other purpose in your life.
Yeah.
And then things start to be a bit more serious in your life. But the most important thing is like you don't think only for yourself.
Right.
And that was the switch that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you some things. When I realized that I'm going to have a family with you, I realized that I needed to change a lot of things to be able to reach my full potential and then to be able to accomplish those big goals that I have, that I just said before, who are bigger than me. So that's why I always say that as well. You need another human to grow. Mm-hmm. You need another partner to grow. And you will always need someone.
And honestly, I think when you attract the right partner, when you're with the right partner, they're just going to get in there and help you. Now, maybe they're not going to get their hands dirty. They're not going to, no, but they will be there for you. They're going to help you in the ways that you actually need help.
And the thing is, like you said, even if they don't put their hand in the blood, they're going to find whatever they can to be a part of your vision, to be a part of your goal, to be a part then of your motivation.
And to inspire you.
Exactly.
Naturally. It's not something you ask for. They should just be the inspiration. You feel it in your soul. Yeah.
That's so true, because when you have those type of ideas, it don't have to be something greater than you, because that's my example,
Mm-hmm.
It can be whatever it is, it can be that you want to put on the side for vacation, that you want to stop spending on stupid things or whatever.
You want to get fit.
You want to get fit or whatever it is. The right partner will help you, motivate you.
Yes.
And multiply those goals as well. If you wanted to lose 2 kilos, with them you're gonna lose 6, and you're gonna have muscle on it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It makes sense.
So what I'm saying is, you bounce off each other's energy. If you lose steam, they say, hey, remember why we start this. If they get overwhelmed, you remind them, we are in this together. Think of how powerful it is, basically having another version of yourself, but one who's good at the stuff you are not so great at. Maybe you are the one with wild ideas, and they are the one who works out the plan. Combine those forces and you are no longer moving in slow motion. You are sprinting towards something real. When two minds that care about each other start tossing around ideas, unexpected sparks fly. Suddenly, what used to be a daydream became a reality, because you've got a partner who wants it just as much as you. With this kind of love, you are not just existing. You are building a shared vision of the future, fueled by mutual support and excitement. That fire will carry you through the hardest time, because you know you're not alone in the hustle. you've got someone right there, hustling next to you, who believes in the same dream. And that's the sort of everyday magic that changes a life from ordinary to extraordinary.
Now here's the thing. To experience these 5 boosts, financial stress relief, unwavering support during life changes, daily emotional grounding, postpartum sanity, and next level motivation, you have to be ready, like seriously ready. Because without that readiness, you're either gonna push away a good partner or settle for the wrong one. And this is exactly why we put together our relationship readiness quiz. It is a short set of questions designed to help you see your own patterns, your beliefs about commitment, and whether you're actually ready to let someone in at this depth. Sometimes we think we're ready, but we are really just lonely and carrying old scars.
So if you have reached this point in the video, you are probably feeling at least a little fired up, or maybe a bit reflective about what you truly want out of a relationship. Don't let that momentum go to waste. Click on that link in the description and take the quiz. And it's okay to admit you're not fully there yet, because no matter what your result is, you will gain access to specialized tools to help you get there. There is no shame in discovering you've got some personal growth to do first. The best relationship happen when 2 individuals are individually strong and ready to build something bigger together.
And if you are ready, then trust me, these 5 boosts aren't just ideas. They're gonna become your reality. And you're gonna look back and wonder how you ever tried to tackle life alone. You deserve a partner who helps you thrive and not just survive. So do yourself a favor and take that quiz, reflect on what you find, and then step up to the kind of relationship you've been dreaming about.
Alright, drop a comment below if anything here hit you hard or sparked a realization. We love to read them, and we would love to keep the conversation going. Until next time, remember that genuine support is out there and you are worthy of it. Don't settle for anything less. Share this video with a friend, and we will see you in the next video.